Happy Monday and welcome to another live episode of Stuck to Unstoppable right here in the KS Media Group app. I'm Peggy Bell. I'm an event speaker. I'm a thought leader and a founding member in this app. What a great way to start the week today with another episode of Stuck to Unstoppable, taking you on your journey. Here in this app, you'll find coaches, consultants, trainers, doctors, all here ready to share their knowledge to get you improved in any areas that you need improving. So with our 10 minutes, we're going to go ahead and get started. I have a question to ask. Have you ever failed at anything in your life? Raise your hand if that's you. I can raise two hands for that. And I know that's kind of a duh question, because if we've ever tried anything, chances are we've failed at it. I know for me, in school, my best friend was a great athlete, and I wanted to be an athlete even half as good as she was because we were such good friends. But I think somewhere along the way, when God was giving out athletic ability, I must have been in line getting an ice cream cone or something, because I have no athletic ability in me whatsoever. But I got over that and we're still best friends. So that's all that matters. I think the reason sometimes we feel that bad feeling when we fail at things is because we've seen failure as a bad thing. We feel disappointment. We feel like we're not enough, and we don't want to feel that. So we don't take those risks and we don't try the things that we really want to try. Sometimes it's because we didn't have a father like Sarah. And I talk about Sarah in my book, Stuck to Unstoppable, but I want to share Sarah's story today. When Sarah and her brother were growing up and they would sit around the kitchen table, Sarah's father would ask them, "What did you fail at this week?" And if they didn't have anything to say, he would show disappointment. But if they could tell him something that they tried, but they weren't successful with, he would smile and be proud and give them high fives. What Sarah's father was doing was reframing their perception of failure. He was changing their mindset to know that failure wasn't the outcome. Failure was not trying. And so Sarah took these lessons with her. When she graduated high school, she thought she would follow in her father's footsteps and attend college to become an attorney. Well, she took her admission test and failed. So she went back and studied more and more and more and took it a second time and scored lower the second time. So she moved on. She worked at Disney, and then she ended up selling fax machines. And she said that they would give anybody this job who was breathing. So they handed her a phone book. Remember the phone books, and had certain zip code and told her, go after it. It was all cold calling. And she talks about all the times that she had doors slammed in her face, or her business card was torn up and thrown in her face. But she continued. And she ended up being very successful, even getting a promotion with the fax machine business. But one particular event changed Sarah's complete life. She was getting ready to go somewhere, and she was going to wear a tight-fitting white pants. And she didn't like the way that the pants fit. So she decided she would put control top pantyhose and cut the feet and wear them that way. Well, when she looked in the mirror, she realized how much better she looked. And that was the beginning of her new life. Today, Sarah Blakely is a self-made billionaire with a B, with her creation of Spanx. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of Spanx. And this was, I think, became even more popular because it was one of Oprah's favorite things. So it really took off. But she credits a lot of her success from her father, who taught her the correct mindset. that failure is not about outcomes. Failure is a lack of trying because you let fear stop you. And I often think, I wish I would have had that kind of lessons in life growing up. It would have saved me a lot of frustration. It would have saved me a lot of tears. But what a wonderful thing that Sarah learned from her father. So your call to action this week, I have a call to action for you, is at the end of the week, I want you to ask yourself, what did I fail at this week? And if you can answer yourself, then pat yourself on the back or a high five in the mirror, but be proud that you tried something and you didn't let fear stop you. Remember that failure is not about the outcomes. It's about not trying and giving in to the fear. So I'd like some thoughts or feedback about what Sarah's father and his bringing up his children with that mindset. What are your thoughts about that? Anybody see it as a good thing? Karen?
Yeah. Hi, Peggy.
Hi.
I think it's really important, actually, because that's constantly what we're doing as we practice. I mean, he called it failure. I call it practice, but I love that because it really does help set up someone to think about, we keep doing it until we do it the way we feel good about, or whatever, maybe it's not as important, but also it might be so important that we must do it. So
Yeah,
I love that. I love the story. Thank you.
I think it was Thomas Edison that said, I haven't failed. I just had 10,000 ways that didn't work or something like that.
Exactly.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to quote Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
Any great person who's achieved great things has failed at many prior to achieving those great things.
Yeah, when you look, at people like Michael Jordan and Colonel Sanders and, on and on and on, they all had to take failures in their life, but they kept on, persevered.
So that's the only thing I would add to that story. If I were the parent in the situation, I might say, what did you fail at this week? And then, reframe it, which he may have done, we don't know, but reframe it to, well, then that's a success because that means you tried.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that's what he told
One
me.
more. Yeah, one more like add on so that they view it as a success. But that's a good story.
I think there's a book called Failing Forward. This is what I've heard before.
That sounds familiar.
Failing Forward.
Yeah.
Supporting us to, embrace failure as a try. And then we try again. Like Karen said, we try again and we keep trying again. But, I found myself also in the storyline of the pantyhose. I found myself in the storyline of the pantyhose because I thought I would do something like that. I would try to cut out the feet. I would try to want to be looking good in those white jeans, and try to do whatever it is. So great story, Peggy.
That was her $1 billion idea. So,
Awesome.
So, well, this brings us to the end of today's episode. I want to thank you for tuning in. Want you to join me again next week at this time. But before you leave this app, have a look around at all of the things. We have some new classes, some new episodes that are coming on this week. I'm so excited about some of them that are coming on. I can't wait to see what it's all about. It's just, this whole app is just a gem full of things to help you. So absolutely look at all of those. So I'm Peggy Bell, reminding you to go out, live your purpose, because life is short. So make it count. Until next time.
Thank you.